I'm gonna see if I can try something here. I'm gonna take a look at and see if it's possible to fix this Toshiba Tecra 8100, which is actually what is in this bag. It hasn't changed at all. Yes, you're gonna have to put up with that throughout the entire video. I'm letting it run because I'm actually trying to raise the temperature in here, but it's going up a fair amount. It's now 28. It was 22 here before I started. No. It was 22 downstairs before I started. It was about 24 up here, which is cold. And normally I wouldn't care, but I don't want it to be cold. So I'm going to have to remove every screw that I can. And we'll see if we can get it to come apart. How many screws are on the edges? There's a screw there and a screw there. And that's creepy. Never heard that before, but anyway. So there's a couple of screws here. Let's see, can I actually turn it on? Does it have enough battery power to allow me to do that? No, evidently not. So let's see if I can get the screws out and see if I can take the base off. Okay, so as you can see, it's back together in a little bit of a state of disrepair. I broke one of the keys off the keyboard in the process of tearing it apart. So I'm going to have to see if I can potentially put this back on there, but just placing it on won't work for some reason. I did resolder the joint. It was cracked. But my soldering job was not exactly the greatest, and it was compounded by the fact that I don't have any flux. In fact, it was a chore to find solder in the first place. So, there you go. Hopefully this is going to work. Let's find out. Moment of truth here, folks. Come on. It works. So far. Let's try turning it on. I do have memory in the system as well. Look at that. We've got no display. Well, I might have to look into that. But at least I have power. So, I mean, I guess there's one thing. I just have to see why I don't have any video. Oh, that's better. It posted now. Insert system disk and drive. But we don't seem to have any audio. I'm going to have to look into that. This is also slightly on the broken side, unless... No. We've now got audio. Turns out this was turned down. This is slightly broken. I don't know why that is, but whatever. It'll do. I think this DVD drive might not work. That might be our problem. So, unfortunately, this is my only DVD drive. I do have a CD-ROM. I'm going to put the CD-ROM back in, and we'll see if it improves any. It's on. Ooh, Windows 2000. Yeah, this is the Windows 2000 install. It was on the Dow. Let's see here. Is this going... It won't boot. I know it won't boot because it's going to complain about an unmountable boot volume. I'm going to have to reinstall Windows on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably use this as a Windows XP machine. What the hell? If this starts, I swear. It started. Yeah, here we go. Windows XP. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to get rid of the product key. And there we go. So let's see. F1. LCD display stretch. TV configuration. NTSC US. We don't have a choice to change the composite. Where is that? Oh, it's set to boot from the CD-ROM first anyway. Yes, exit without saving. It's going to reboot the whole thing. Press press any key to boot from CD, well, that's what I want to do, so there you go. 256 megabytes of memory for Windows XP is not going to be enough. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to be taking the other 256 meg module out of that and just bumping that one back down to 128. And there are some things that have changed with that as well. In fact, there's a lot of things that have changed with that, but that'll be coming in a different video. This really isn't taking that long for this being an older computer. I remember my first video of this machine, I think I did this. Or I was trying to install POS Ready on it. I don't remember which one I was doing. I have a notion to try something. I'm going to try what's called the POS Ready hack, and I'll show you what that is later. Once we are at a desktop. Okay, graphical setup. Always says that there are 39 minutes remaining. Doesn't matter what system you're running this on. It's never been really accurate. Well, this is strange. I've got an Ethernet card plugged in there, and it's asking me for modem dialing information. So either it's using the onboard modem and not detecting the Ethernet card. Oh, look, this camera says it's running out of batteries. How handy. Or it's misdetecting that Ethernet card as a modem. So, yeah, let's just enter some bogus information. Alright, it's been 16 minutes so far, and we are now on the first reboot cycle. Windows XP Professional. Oh crap, it doesn't have service packs on it. Oh, come on. 256 megabytes of memory is not exactly, What the hell? We've got audio. That's interesting. I think that's, like, maybe the second time I've ever heard that music in Windows XP. Just watch my video get muted now. How's that for a blast from the past? Are you ready to register with Microsoft? No. Not that it would matter anyway, because Windows XP is out. Put in my name, sure. Next. You are ready to go. Well, let's go then. Welcome. I'm just surprised that sound works. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to get drivers. I'm gonna have to get all of that. Fortunately, we've got a network connection, so it doesn't really matter. Wow. Alright then. It is still running. I didn't manage to break it. At least not yet. But of course, I wanted to get video of my resoldering it, but I didn't. The reason why I didn't get video is because by the time I started the work on it, I brought it downstairs into the workroom. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I made enough noise trying to move all the crap out of the way to get into the workroom. I didn't feel like risking it by talking and doing all of that. And I really don't like making videos, even segments of videos that don't have any, like, anything in them, any background noise or anything like that. Or, that's not how I wanted to say that, but I don't like making video segments that are just where the only audio is just background noise. Unless there's something specific in the background that I'm trying to shoot. In this case, there wouldn't have been. There would be just no point. In fact, I could have just taken the audio track out of it and it wouldn't have even mattered. And I don't like that. So that's why I didn't take the camera. I also forgot the camera upstairs anyway. So yeah, that was a bonehead move. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It still works. And it's updating. But it is, if everything works out, probably going to go over there where the T500 is, and it is going to be my now permanent music player. But I have to see first if it is actually going to work, and if the audio output is clean enough for me to do that. It's using a Yamaha chip, so it's not the analog sound muck that Dell over there is using. It's a real audio chip, so I think it's a DS1. A Yamaha DS1. It uses an OPL3 synthesizer, I know that much. And actually, that's one thing that I should do. I should change the synthesizer. Let's change this to, let's see. This is not fast. Not the kind of machine that I would really... Yeah, DS1X. Or something like that. I don't know. Let's shift this. Yamaha PCI FM synthesizer. It is definitely an OPL3, I know that much. Since I play one stop way too many times, let's switch it up a little bit. Though I guess if I really wanted to be unique, I would play Flourish, but whatever. I've already started. Oh, come on! Validate your copy of Windows? I thought I already did this. Let's see what happens. By the way, I changed the date and time, which is why, in case you didn't see it, validation wasn't working. It would give me, first of all, through the Windows Update, it would give me a blank page. And then second of all, when I went to go install the WGA, after I changed the date to something resembling close to what the date was, I was able to install updates, and then WGA failed to check the system. And so I did the diagnostic, and it found that the date and time was still wrong, so I changed it to where it's supposed to be, and now it looks like it's fine. So it looks like we're even activated too. Obtaining store information. No, thank you. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. And you know what? Don't even do that, because I don't need any of that garbage. Do what you want. I don't have a quick launch bar anyway. Whatever. As if I cared about that. Just open up the media player. That's all I want. Oh my god, really? Hard drive is doing something, but that could be just because I'm running updates in the background. Oh, there we go. Focus on this camera is really not... leaves a lot to be desired. Is it going to work at some point between now and the next millennium, or not? Did the cooling fan kick on? Yes, that definitely scared me. I was not expecting that. But as you can tell, alright, okay, you can, shut up now. As you can tell, it is running an OPL3 synthesizer. Oh, ding yourself. So, I'm going to get the rest of these updates done, and then I'm going to get it set up with my DJ program. And actually, before I do that, I'm probably going to hook it up to the stereo and listen to the noise that comes out of the stereo. I know that there will be hiss, because that stereo produces hiss, but we'll have to see how much, CPU hash and all that crap that this actually generates, if any. Well, I guess this is one of the few programs these days that is still supported on PowerPC. Whoops, camera is now recording. That should not be happening. And now, if you forgive me, it's time to go on a little bit of a rant while I'm waiting for .NET Framework updates to install. Oh well, do I ever dislike .NET Framework? So what are we going to be ranting about today, you might be asking? That's a very good question. We're going to be ranting about forced obsolescence. Yes, a topic that everybody likes to talk about, or everybody being me, because apparently I'm the only one who cares. I probably am the only one who cares about this crap, because I don't know very many people who are still using Windows XP. That being said, as you all know, Windows XP went out of support, how many months ago was it? In April, so it was about 4 months ago, a little bit more than 4 months ago, the 8th of April of this year, 2014. I have no problem with that. It was known well in advance that Windows XP was going to have its support dropped on that date. So we got that. That's fine. And at that point, Microsoft and anybody else has no obligation to provide anything for you. No, they don't have any of that. That's not what I care about. What I care about is this shoving of Windows XP into a black hole of forgottenness that is completely unnecessary. So let's see, what happened today that inspired this whole rant? Let's see. Well, earlier today, I ran into an issue with Internet Explorer 6 and Windows Update, and also the WGA update crap that really should never even exist in the first place. But that's another rant all on its own. So I went to go run Windows Update for the first time after installing Service Pack 3. Okay, no big deal. It installed the latest version of the update agent without any intervention, which is interesting in and of itself. Usually you have to install an older version and then wait for it to install it itself. Otherwise it just gives you an error message. But this time it worked. So that's great. Didn't even have to do that much work. So, alright. Checked for updates. We got the usual Windows Genuine Advantage update and the other update for Windows XP that they normally give you. Ran another update cycle, and it prompted me to, let's see if I can find the image. Apparently I can't because I'm not smart enough to do this. Where is it? There it is. Prompted me with this. I have been working with Windows XP computers since about 2004. That is the first time I have ever seen that message on any machine. So clearly something was up here. But I have reason to believe that this is a valid copy of Windows XP. I mean, after all, it's a Microsoft-issued disk and a Microsoft-issued license key. So I went ahead and hit continue, just validate it, because it should pass it. And it went to the validation website. We saw the whole pop-up where it was like, validating Windows, please wait, with that green circle thing. It did that. It was just fine. And then we ran into an unmitigated crash landing, otherwise known as a blank page. And it was blank. There was nothing there. I checked the source code. It was empty. It was as if it tried to load a page and did nothing. So at this point, I don't know what the hell to do, because it's one of those infinite loops where it's like, okay, I have to validate in order to install updates, but in order to validate, I need a newer browser. At least it seems that way. I need a newer browser, but in order to get a newer version of Internet Explorer, I have to run updates. But then I realized, wait a minute. Microsoft allows a download of Internet Explorer 8. Or at least they did. Anyway, after that totally rude interruption, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yes, download Microsoft Internet Explorer 8. They still offer Internet Explorer 8 as a download. Watch what happens. Watch this. Oh, it's not going to load. Fine. You know what? Whatever. I'm not going to waste my time. This thing is too slow to do that. So I went to the download page. And let's see if I can find it here. I should be able to find it on here somewhere. IE8. There it is. Internet Explorer 8 is not compatible with your operating system. Really? Really? Last I knew, Internet Explorer 8 would run just fine on Windows XP 32-bit. Why not now? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it because XP is out of support? Probably. But it's still there. IE8 is still out there. You can still download it on other sites. But not from Microsoft, because, oh no, they don't want to help their users for any reason whatsoever. I can understand getting rid of updates. Security updates, whatever. I can understand getting rid of an antivirus, which, by the way, doesn't work on POS Ready 2009, which is still supported. But that's a whole nother rant for another day. Or any day at all. I might not even talk about that, because it's not that important. There are other antiviruses that will run on POS Ready 2009. Other much better antiviruses than Microsoft Security Essentials. I do not understand taking away support for applications that you should be giving out. When crap like this happens, and people can't get around it, why are you doing stupid stuff like that? Saying that it's not supported when obviously it is, I mean, that's what I'm running right now, Internet Explorer 8. I happened to find a copy of it. Oh, I was going to have Internet Explorer 8 on this computer, whether it wanted to have it or not. I don't care if I had to go to some random shady website at the farthest corners of the internet, I was gonna do it. I don't care if I had to, like, search my entire archive of hard drives and all that whatnot. I was gonna do it. I don't care if I had to trick it into thinking that it was Windows Vista. I was gonna do that too. I found a copy of it. Oh, I found a copy of it in my archives. I found it in a folder that was filled with a mess of, what was it? It was VirtualBox installers and PowerPoint presentations. And, oh, I got it running. It installed without any problem whatsoever. You want to take away support for applications? That's fine. You want to take away security updates? That's fine. You want to tell me that a program that is clearly supported in Windows XP is not supported? That's not fine. That's not fine at all. And you know what? Eat my dust, because I will get things working whether they want to or not. Anyways, rant over. Okay. Reboot. Yes, that is exactly what I want to do. So, I'm going to be bold enough and not run antivirus on this, because I am just absolutely insane like that. This, by the way, is going to be, I've given it a name. I've named it Project Loco. And if you know what the slang term for loco is, you'll probably understand why. And what I just said is also a pretty big hint as to why I'm calling it loco. Are you serious? So you mean I'm going to have to figure out a way to set up automatic login on this thing? I would take that as an affirmative response. Alright, looks like there's no more .NET bullcrap. Let's see if this program still opens. Looks like it does. Alright. Anything to do with .NET. And wow, that's an artistic rendition of the Internet Explorer window. I wonder what happened. Okay, all it looks like we got is .NET, so we can get rid of that. Get rid of that, and get rid of that. And then we can check again and see what happens. Let's see. Do we have any? One optional software update. .NET Framework 2, hide it. And then we'll try that again. I knew I missed something. I forgot to install Microsoft Update instead of using Windows Update. But this is interesting. Microsoft Security Essentials is showing up here, but not on POS Ready 2009. Or at least it didn't last I knew. We don't need the Live Essentials. In fact, they probably suck anyway, so what's the point? I will allow that to be installed, though. No, don't show me that ever again, because I don't want it. Install these, please. I accept. Alright, let's perform a couple of much-needed upgrades here. Well, maybe not a couple, I'm just going to be performing the one, but clearly, trying to run Windows XP in 256 megabytes of memory is not going to be satisfactory at all, and it isn't. One upgrade that I would like to do is replacing this thing right here, because this is clearly broken. Let's see here, can I find my 256? Yes, I can, it's right there. 256 megabyte memory piece. We'll install this in the slot below, slot B, and hopefully this system will then post. If you can see that Windows 98 key, I don't really care. Okay, hooked up. Now because this isn't a Dell, it won't tell me if the amount of system memory has changed. So I'm going to go into the BIOS and make sure that it detects all of it. I don't have the floppy drive, and speaking of detecting things. It won't detect a network connection unless I actually plug a network cable into it. I don't have the floppy drive plugged in. I feel like leaving this exactly the way it is because, as you saw, it's kind of broken. And I want it to stay there. I don't want this to be missing any of its doors, or at least not any more than it already is. Which is to say none, because it's not missing any of its doors. It is missing screws, but it's not missing any doors. Turn the system on. Press a key. It's posting. Yep. 524,288 kilobytes. 524,288 kilobytes. Which means that we've got 512 megabytes of memory. Escape to save without saving those changes. And it's still not quite as fast as I would like, but it's definitely better than it was. Wow. Excuse me, I'm sorry for that. Yes, it is definitely hogging all of the processor time. Look at that. 100% usage. Well, it's been a while, and I've got about 5 minutes left on this SD card, so I'm going to have to make it quick. And I figure that while my modem is busy being a complete bitch and not working, and you better believe that it did that right at the best of times. As you can see, all of my studio equipment is off, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get this working before 5 a.m. or before everybody else goes to sleep, so there's no point. I figure I would actually discuss... Turn that off. This computer right here. I bet I should need the mouse because it disables the onboard track point. This video has been on the editing room floor for a very long time. In fact, I think I started this before I made the Project Luddite video, so if you ever wanted to know how long it takes me to make some of these videos, well, there you go. So, as you can see, it is now my music computer. I think the last time you saw this setup, or the last time I discussed the setup, the Dell was here. And the Dell was functioning as the music computer, but I found out that the Dell has a very, very noisy audio output. And in fact, I might include a clip of that. So it was unsuitable for the task because I wanted to do live broadcasts. So I actually thrusted my T500, which is sitting right here. No comments on the decor of the room, please. I thrusted that into service, and that did well enough for the period of time that I was using it for. But I needed something that was going to be more of a permanent solution. So I chose this, the Tecra 8100. And I only did this as a sort of, will this possibly work, or will it cause 6-foot flames to shoot out? And actually, it works fairly darn well. Let's watch it start up. I'm probably not going to show you the whole boot process because it does take a while. Alright, so startup sound should play in a second, hopefully. It certainly is not the fastest thing under the sea, and yes, it is running Windows XP, still. Come on. Loading your personal settings, there we go. I don't have a lot of time. It even runs Mix very well. Especially for what it is, because, I mean, this is a Pentium 3 500. This is a Pentium 3 750. And it wipes the floor with that over there. Probably because it actually has more memory. It's got 512 megs as opposed to 256. Actually, now that's only got 128, because I've only got two 256 megabyte memory modules. So we'll wait for Mix to load here. Alright, loaded up a quick file here. Let's play it.
You are listening to the Moment Radio Show Live, audio-only feed on the StereoDiscPerfects.com Gold 8000, specializing in music and sound.
Watch my video get muted now. But anyway, as you can see, it actually works pretty well, except for a couple of pops here and there, but that's fine. I have no problems with listening to pops. But I figure that now that I'm almost out of time, I should probably shut this off and finally put a close on this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then, I'll keep going until the computer shuts off or the camera runs out of memory card space. Here we go. I'm actually curious, how long will this camera go? Let's find out. Put some other crap in here. I don't know. The CD player actually is a nice new addition to my studio because it actually works. Unlike, oh, there's even a disc in it. How handy is that? Not to put that disc away. You know what I just realized? I was going to work on Project Luddite tonight and get the sound driver working, but I realized that I can't do that because, well, we don't have internet. Thank you, piece of shit modem. Anyway, let's see if this will actually record, how much longer this will record.